Thank you. So as he said, my name is Rochelle Devine. I just wanted to come here today and speak to you a little bit about politics and what running as a potential politician means. So basically, when I was about 17, I went on a trip to Ottawa on an exchange program called Encounters with Canada. And what that opened my eyes to is the fact that politicians are everyday people. Your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, anyone in your community could become a politician one day. There are no technical, formal job requirements. It just means that you're someone in the community that wants to have a voice and advocate for the people in your area, your friends, your neighbors, people that you see that aren't being represented well in government. And so my background, as he mentioned a few things, I've been a swim instructor for years, a lifeguard. I went on because of that background to become a paramedic. I was in the Faculty of Nursing for a number of years. Now I'm finishing my Bachelor of Arts, and I want to run to be the representative for your area. So the reason I'm running for the NDP party is because I believe, and I have believed for most of my adult life, and even some of my years when I started to become about your age probably. My grandfather and his father were members of the party called the CCF. Has anyone ever heard of that? No? Oh, a couple people, excellent. So the CCF is what the party was called before the NDP. Does anyone know what NDP stands for? Yay, thank you.
Woo!
So basically, thank you for the clapping. The CCF became the NDP party, and back in the day, when there was a minority government like there is in Ottawa right now, where the government in power, Stephen Harper, ever know who that is? Yeah. He has a minority government. That means that if they want to pass something and make it legislation, they need to have some people that aren't in the same party as them vote the same way as them in order to get the legislation passed. So recently, does anyone know why the election was called? Some of you? Maybe? Yes? Kind of, yes. That's a good point for sure. Yes, that's true. That's so just to explain that in a nutshell, that means that he wanted to present a budget that the other parties didn't agree upon. One example of what the NDP stands for is Canadian pension plan benefits being increased. So that means your grandparents, some of your parents even maybe, depending on how old they are, when they get to a certain age, they get something called Canadian pension plan benefits. And that they're at a very unacceptably low level right now. And the NDP party and Jack Layton, our leader, have a very strong opinion for standing up for our seniors. You shouldn't have to work hard your whole life. Once some of you get into the workforce after you're done school, you shouldn't work hard your whole life and then live in poverty in your older years. I don't know how well off some of your grand folks are, but there are a lot of people that have grandparents that aren't financially living comfortably because the government, the current Harper regime, doesn't believe in supporting our elderly folks in the community. Another thing that's an issue in this area that isn't affecting some of you now, obviously, but some of your grandparents and your families potentially, there are lots of people that are 65 and over. That age group is growing really rapidly, and we need to make sure that there's more affordable housing for those folks because lots of people can't live in their own homes after a while, and we need to make sure that we have housing for them. Healthcare is also important. How many people have a family doctor of their own? Who doesn't? Maybe that's a question. Doesn't mean anything's wrong. A couple of you. And sometimes I'll speak to a group and almost everyone has their hands up that they don't have a family doctor. And that's not acceptable in Canada. We have a very public healthcare system that we're very proud of as Canadians, and we need to make sure that everyone has either a family doctor or a nurse practitioner or someone you can go see so that you don't have to go wait in the emergency room for hours on end if you just have a minor illness or something that you just need to speak to someone about. More nurses, that's something the NDP is committed to, is training more nurses, opening more spots up in the Faculty of Nursing so that people can get trained and hopefully stay in Canada to work in our healthcare field. And the guaranteed income supplement is also something that if people are out of work or need some extra financial support during hard times in their life, that's something the NDP party stands for. So I'm a very proud NDPer. Like I said, I came from family roots of the CCF party. My grandfather and lots of folks in our family have worked hard for unions for their whole life, and I believe that the NDP party is the best party to represent all Canadians and not just the people that are very wealthy and have a lot to offer in regards financially.